All right, well, I had started this with Mark, and I guess I didn't push the button. We're talking about the 22nd chapter of Acts today. This is the account of Paul's conversion, and he asked a very important question when they got ready to scourge him after all of this. He said, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? But I'm going to have Mark read this. This gives the account of Paul's conversion. I'm sorry, Mark has already read this once this morning and it didn't work out, so we're going to read it again.
Acts chapter 22. Amen, brethren and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make now unto you now. When they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, they kept more the silence, and he said, I'm verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, yet brought up in the city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect man of the law of your fathers, was zealous toward God, as ye all are this day. I persecuted this way unto death, binding, delivering to prisons both men and women. So also the high priest doth bear me witness, and all that stay of the elders, from whom also I received letters unto the brethren, and went to Damascus to bring them which were bound in Jerusalem for to be punished. And it came to pass, as I made my journey, and was come nigh unto Damascus about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light round about me, and I fell into the ground, and heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, Arise, and go unto Damascus, and there it shall be told thee of all things which are appointed for thee to do. And when I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. The one, Ananias, a quiet man, according to the law, having a good report of all Jews which dwelt there, came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight. In the same hour I looked upon him. And he said, The God of our fathers hath chosen thee, that thou shouldest know his will, and see that just one, and shouldest hear the voice of his mouth. For thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard. And now, why tarriest thou? Arise and be baptized, to wash away thy sins, calling on the name of the Lord. And it came to pass, so when I was come again to Jerusalem, even while I prayed in the temple, I was in trance, and saw him saying unto me, Make haste to get thee quickly out of Jerusalem, if they were not received thy testimony concerning me. And I said, Lord, they know that I imprisoned and beaten every synagogue them that believed on thee. When the blood of thy martyr Stephen was shed, I also was standing by and consenting unto his death, and keep the raiment of them that slew him. He said unto me, Depart, for I will send thee far hence unto the Gentiles. They gave him audience unto this word, and they lifted up their voices and said, Away with such a fellow from the earth, for it is not fit that he should live. As they cried out and cast off the clothes and threw dust into the air, the chief captain commanded him to be brought to the castle, and bade that he should be examined by scourging. They might know wherefore they cried so against him. As they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, It's lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned. When the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, Take heed what thou doest, for the man is a Roman. Then the chief captain came and said to him, Tell me, art thou one? He said, Yea. And the chief captain answered, With a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, But I was freeborn. Straightway they departed from him, which should examine him, and the chief captain also was afraid after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had found him on the morrow, because he would have known the certainty wherefore he was accused of the Jews. He loosed him from his bands and commanded the chief priests and all their council to appear, and brought Paul down and set him before him.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Well, we see several things here to highlight this. One is that this journey that Paul was on was all spiritual journey that Paul was on was all ordained by God himself. And it says in verse 10, it shall be told thee all the things which are appointed to do. Another thing I like to point out is that sometimes we have to push back against those in authority when they ask us to do things that go against our conscience. I had to do it with the state of Missouri. Paul did it here. He said, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that's a Roman and uncondemned? Verse 25. So a lot of people want to talk about Romans 11 all the time, like it's okay for the government to do anything they want, but it's not. It's okay for the government to do anything. Not if it goes against God, against his law. So, anyway, that's what's on my mind. Hope you have a blessed day today.